Hey, what's up, guys? We are back with episode 4 of C&E TV, and we're going to jump right in to the topic at hand, which is how to be a leader, not a follower. We're going to start off with 3 traits of a leader, and also 3 tips that can get you closer to becoming more of a leader, because everyone starts off as a follower.
Yep.
Of course, I think at a very young age, of course, you're going to be following what your parents do, or what your mentors do, or
Yep.
people that you look up to, they do. So let's get right into three traits of a leader. The first one is you can't be afraid to fail. For me personally, I think it's a developed trait that I've really developed over the past couple of years, especially. It's just that I always know that I can take something away from, even if I fail at it. I was never really huge into sports, so I kind of dove into different fields when it came to sports, subjects that I wanted to study, and I was, especially in high school with classes, I would kind of jump around between what I wanted to study because I never knew what I wanted to do. And even at Mass, I quit school. I quit multiple different jobs. I was kind of known for that in my family, and also like a lot of my close friends from back home, they knew me as the guy who would quit all their jobs. And I think it was because it wasn't that I was lazy or anything. It was because I wasn't afraid to fail, and I was after that end goal of really finding what I like to do.
And then you just found out, like in those moments of you working like the 9 to 5 or working jobs
Exactly.
that you didn't find desirable, you kept quitting because it wasn't what you had in mind with like your future or something like that. That's
Yep.
perfect.
So then the next one is confident in one's ability or mentality.
Yep. So with the confident in one's ability or mentality, I feel like the biggest thing is that you have to be confident in yourself. And I think all great leaders are confident in themselves. If you don't build that confidence within yourself, then the people around you, the people who are following you, they would actually see that. And a great example that I use is like Steve Jobs, for example. He started Apple with a couple of his friends, like in a garage, and he was confident that his product would work. He knew who he wanted to target his products to, and even when he got kicked out of Apple, he still kept working on computer programs or computer technologies because he was confident that he would succeed. And as you know, where when everything hit the fan with the Apple, they hired Steve Jobs back again, and then everything took off from there because he was confident with his abilities to sell, create a great product that people would want. And you would have to be like on a straight vision and like be in touch with your vision and what you actually want in life. Because if you don't have a great vision of where you want to be at, or if you're not confident that your vision that you see, the vision that you have for yourself in the future is not attainable, then you literally won't be able to reach it. It's first convincing yourself and first making sure that you're confident in everything that you're doing from point A to Z, and then going after your vision. That's what I think is huge.
Yeah. And the next one is letting others take the shine. A leader is only as good as the people he or she is leading. And I think that's huge because I think a good example of me and Emmanuel being good leaders is that when we would sell solar at these final contracts, I would be the one who really built the rapport from point A to point Z, and Emmanuel would actually be really good at closing the deals and everything like that. So we made sure that we knew what we were good at, and let the other shine when it was their time to do so. So like at a final contract, or when we were trying to close this person, a homeowner, and really get the deal, I would let him shine. He'd take the reins and really get them to that point. And after maybe they signed the contract, or even beforehand, I would make sure that I built the rapport.
And that's huge because once you find out what you're good at, and then that you find someone else like Christian who is good at the opposite of the thing that you're not good at. Whereas I struggled with building rapport, I would literally try to go in and get out as quick as possible, and that wasn't really helping my business. But with Christian, he literally finds out everything about the homeowner, from like walking up to their car and seeing like a BC college sticker on it. He'll walk into the home saying, yeah, do you have like a daughter or son who goes to BC? And he'll be like, yeah, I do. And then while he's building all the rapport, I could almost find the sweet spot of where to transition into like getting them
he
to
just spears him.
sign the contract and stuff like that. So that's really good, and it works both ways. we both play off of each other, so that's huge.
And then three ways to become more of a leader. First one is speak up, practice speaking your mind. So I think it's just, so that's actually year one.
Yep. Speak up, practice speaking your mind. I would say, first I would say practice speaking, public speaking, because you're always gonna have to speak to like a large group of people if you want to be a leader, and that's huge. Trying to get your point across, because it could all make sense in your mind, but if it's not coming across like all the audience as to what you're trying to do, it can be confusing. So always practice public speaking, and never feel afraid to be bold in a way. And with that being said, I feel like speaking up would help people build that confidence that they are able to talk to a group of people, whether they're like at a younger age range or like a higher age range, and that they can speak about what they want, and certain topics in the world. So if you want to be a leader, you have to have a mindset that you could actually go out there, speak to a whole group of people, and have them on the same page that you are on. And that's how they would like follow you, and that's how you can become a leader, because most people don't like to speak what's on their mind, or like to speak about certain issues or problems, or talk about their ideas because they're worried about the little man or people telling them that it's impossible. So if you can speak up and set in stone your vision, then that's huge, because people would respect you for that.
And that ties into the second one of being bold, because I think if you are being bold with your own personality and you are speaking up, then you're going to realize that you have a lot more to offer than you really thought you did. And that in itself is going to give you more confidence. So if, let's say, you're in a meeting or something with your colleagues, or if you're at school and you have really something that you wanted to contribute, I think it's really important to speak your mind, because there is those things that you might not realize are valuable to you, but they're valuable to somebody else. And that's, I think, huge in speaking up. And did you have anything to add on being bold?
No, I think you hit it. Just making sure that from point A, like I say, point A to Z, you know what you want and you're bold about it, and that you don't let anyone bring you down, because in a world of people telling you that things aren't possible, you have to make sure that you're bold and you can say, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to get it. Have a blueprint in mind, because nothing's obviously easy, and just go from there.
And I think also being bold, it also ties into, as well as being a great leader of what is it? It is hiding your fears. So while you can have fears, and you shouldn't be afraid to fail, I think it is important, if you are with a group of people that may be scared about the outcome or what may happen in the end, you kind of have to hide your fear as well, because you really have to be the bigger man and really take the responsibility of that weight on your shoulders, so that they feel a little better. And if they see that you're holding up with it, even though of course you are afraid as well, you can just you don't have to make it so blatantly obvious, because that's not benefiting anyone else.
Yeah, and another point to tie onto that, like again, Christian's good at hiding his fears. I'm not. So even when we did make the transition, he's like, everything is going to be okay, dude. He's set in stone, in touch with his intuition that everything is going to work out perfectly fine. And I'm doing research, like, if this doesn't happen, work out what's plan B, what's plan C, and stuff like that. So he's good at fighting his fears. When I'm scared of something and I feel like something's not going to go well, I have to work on this, but I put it out in the air, and this thing that we always say.
It kind of helps us like contemplate again, like, what do we have to do to be better prepared even for next time, and everything like that. So the next one, take responsibility and make big decisions. Don't let your fear stop you from doing that. So that kind of, first thing I think about is us leaving school.
Yeah, definitely. Biggest transition I've ever made in my life. Just cutting the ropes to school and saying that I want to live like the entrepreneurial lifestyle, and that I want to like start something from the ground up, or work for a company who I could find more benefits than like sitting down in class and taking notes, taking a quiz, repeat, coming to class, take notes, take a quiz, repeat. I just felt like my mind was structured to have like that first person, or like that on-set experience, like face-to-face, and that raw experience with like anything I'm doing in life. I like to be there, taking it face on, rather than sitting down in class and like taking notes about it. And that's how I've always been. I like to go out and do it and try to make it work. And that's all I have to say about that.
Awesome, sweet. I think that's going to wrap it up. Did you have anything else to add?
I would say, guys, really subscribe to the channel. We're going to be releasing more content, not just about inspirational things and just like how to be a mentor to you guys, but just like our daily lifestyle, what we do to prepare for meetings, how like ways
morning rituals.
Exactly.
We have a video coming up about that as well.
Yep.
What we do every morning. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, and share it because there's going to be a lot more content this week, and it might get caught up, and you won't be notified unless you are subscribed. So
Definitely.
give it a subscribe.
Have an excellent day, guys.
Great. Thank you.